Well, hey there guys. Welcome to our video series for the very beginner. And in today's video we talk about the anatomy of a guitar, both acoustic and electric. Well, hey there guys. Welcome to Rock Hard Riffs, the guitar channel for the self-taught. That's right, this is our number 2 installment into our new series for the very beginner. And this is where you can come to learn the very basics for beginners. We have this in our special playlist for the very beginner. So make sure you look in there for other videos if you happen to be a beginner. And if you're one of our regular subscribers, take a look in there and make sure I'm not telling any tall tales or any fibs. Let us know, leave a comment in there, whether you're new or not. And if you are new, please check out some of our other videos, and if you like what we do, please subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know you're out there. Alright guys, let's talk about the anatomy of guitars. Might as well zoom in and have at it. Okay guys, let's start with our Epiphone acoustic guitar here. Let's start from the very top to the bottom. Now what you see here is this is the neck, and attached to that here is the headstock. So we're going to start at the very top here, the headstock. Now what we have here are the tuners and machine heads. And the strings, as you can see, wrap around the machine heads. There's a little hole in there. And that's what keeps the string tight. And that's, of course, how you tune the guitar. Okay, we'll just move right down there. This is a truss rod cover. There's a piece of metal or of some sort that goes all the way down the length of the neck that is inside the neck, and somebody turns that truss rod inside there in case the neck is crooked. I do not suggest you touch that thing. Yeah, you can take the cover off and look at it, but I wouldn't mess around with that. I'd have somebody that's experienced deal with that. So again, we have a headstock, tuners, machine heads, we have truss rod cover. This is called the nut. And believe it or not, this simple little thing right there is probably one of the most important components of your guitar. Super important. That nut, depends on what it's made of and how it's cut, will be really important to your guitar. Okay, next we have what's called the fretboard or fingerboard. Okay, and in that there are grooves which these frets are installed. Okay, they pound these frets down into the fretboard. And they have to work on making sure that they're smooth on the edge. Of course, you want to check that when you go to buy a guitar, and we'll talk about that in a future video. So there we have it, frets and fretboard. That is generally a different material than what the other part of the neck is made of. Okay, so let's keep going down, down, down. Now we have the body of the guitar. That's a spruce top. Now, you'll hear people talk about tone wood and things like that. Okay, now we're not going to get too heavily involved in that, but as far as different types of woods for at least acoustics, yes, makes a big difference. And that's all we're going to talk about as far as that goes. Electric guitars, maybe we'll touch on someday, not right now. You see inside there, notice there's a piece of wood that is going by inside that sound hole. Okay, this is the sound hole, and you see a piece of strip of wood in there. That's called bracing. And that's what keeps the acoustic guitar from caving in on itself, because there's a lot of pressure on it from these strings. Okay, next we have the pick guard that is there, of course, to keep you from scraping the surface or the finish of the guitar. Most guitars have that. Some people take them off, actually, believe it or not. Okay, here we also have what's called as binding. Binding and purfling. This little fancy stuff that you see on there. Binding is important. It helps to protect the edges of your guitar from banging it into things and that sort, right? Okay, this next piece is called a bridge. And this is where the strings are mounted. They're on a ball that go down in there, and then these pegs push the ball down in and hold it in place. Again, that's called a bridge. And this, of course, the entire rest of the thing is called the body. And just so you can have a quick look at the back of the tuners. Okay, let's move on to electric. Okay guys, let's talk about electric. You're going to see a few different types of configurations with volume knobs and things like that. That's these right here, and these have a toggle switch, and then you have this here that of course is the input for the guitar. And again, this bridge looks different, and if you have these electronics, all that stuff is different about the electric guitar. Now, there are all kinds of different electric guitars. Here you can see a configuration of 3 knobs, okay? One is volume, 2 are tone. Okay, this switch here is a pickup selector. It tells you which pickup. Okay, so if I have this in the middle, both of these pickups are on. If I have it in the down position, just this pickup. If I have it on all the way up position, it's just that pickup. Okay, and then you can mess with these different knobs and get different tones, and that's what one of the biggest things about playing electric guitar is chasing tone. You're going to be familiar with that if you're a beginner. Get ready. But now you'll see on this guitar, there are 4 knobs. So it's the same thing, but now you have 2 volume and 2 tone, and they each independently affect the pickups themselves. So that's a whole new different gig that we've got going on with the electric, is all the electronics. And you can see the pickup selector switch is in a different location. Okay, now let's take a look at this one right here. This one now, if you notice the bridge here, remember we talked about the bridge? Okay, this is a whole different type of bridge on this one than this one. Okay, you can see these are very similar, but that is completely different. This is called a Floyd Rose, and this is the whammy bar type of bridge that makes all the kind of dive bombs and all of that sort of crazy stuff. So there's another thing that you can have in addition on an electric guitar. And you'll see also the configuration of the knobs on this are completely different. There are only 2 knobs here. Now 1 volume, 1 tone. Okay, and then you've got the selector switch there. Okay, then again, these blocks are called inlays, and those are mother of pearl. Okay, also the fretboard here, this material is different than what we looked at on the acoustic. This is rosewood. This is ebony. Okay, interesting things, different stuff going on with different types of guitars. So that is the basic anatomy of a guitar. Again, you see this, we have the binding again. Now a lot of this is, yes, decoration, but truthfully it's also there to help protect the edge of the guitar because they tend to get dinged and knocked into things. I unfortunately just put a big nasty ding in my Strat the other day. Oh, did that suck? I hate that. But of course, with the solid guitars, it's not going to affect anything. It might do some serious damage to your acoustic, though. You got to be very careful. And we're going to talk about that sort of thing in up and coming videos, how to take care of your guitar. So this is the end of number 2, guys. That is the anatomy of a guitar. Also, you have, I didn't point out before, these are strap buttons, okay? They are in different locations on different types of guitars as well. So that's what that little knob is, and there will generally be one down here at the bottom sticking out, and that's to mount your strap on. So, alright guys, this is Rock Hard Riffs, the guitar channel for the self-taught. This is our number 2 installation into our new playlist for the very beginner. Let us know what you think, guys. Let us know if you learned anything, if there's some way we can improve these. Just give us some feedback. Alright guys, this is Rock Hard Riffs, the guitar channel for the self-taught. We'll see you next video.